Here yet. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. States already recovering from severe weather could face more of it later today, including Iowa, where the National Weather Service says it was 3 tornadoes that ripped across the state Tuesday, leaving a 130-mile path of destruction and killing 5 people.
And in Dare County alone, we had 153 major destroyed homes. Montgomery had 8, Polk County 26, Story County 15, for a total of 202. So, we've had a lot of destruction and damage across the state.
Governor Kim Reynolds visiting hard-hit Greenfield and seeking a federal disaster declaration. Attorney General Merrick Garland says it's time to break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, accusing them of an illegal monopoly in an antitrust lawsuit.
Live Nation suffocates its competition using a variety of tactics,
including, he says, buying venues, inflating ticket prices, and controlling fees. Live Nation predicts victory in court and says the lawsuit won't solve issues fans care about. House Republicans lead an effort to crack down on non-citizens voting in local elections.
The House passing a bill with 52 Democrats voting with all Republicans that would repeal a law in Washington that allows non-citizens to vote in local elections. Texas Republican Congressman August Pfluger was one of the bill's authors, arguing that power should only be allowed for legal residents.
And I find it inconceivable that the city council and now other city councils around the United States would intentionally dilute the voting power of their constituents.
Democrats who opposed the bill argued reasons such as Congress should not be meddling in D.C.'s local policy and that the framers of the Constitution did not intend for a citizenship requirement to vote.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on the Hill. Under the D.C. measure, non-citizens would still be barred from voting for federal office, and it doesn't allow illegal immigrants to vote. An hour to the close, the Dow's down 596 points. America is listening to Fox News.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
4th cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
3 more university presidents faced lawmakers over campus protests, including UCLA's Gene Block, who says he followed UC guidelines.
To only use law enforcement to remove protesters when absolutely necessary to protect the physical safety of our community.
Block telling a House panel in hindsight they should have been prepared to act more quickly if needed to remove an encampment. Hundreds of students walking out of Harvard's commencement ceremony today, chanting Free Palestine.
This came just one day after the university announced that 13 students who had participated in a protest encampment would not be allowed to receive their diplomas with their classmates. During the ceremony, some students chanted, "Let them walk." Student speaker Shruti Kumar criticized Harvard's board for its decision.
I am deeply disappointed by the intolerance for freedom of speech and the right to civil disobedience on campus.
The students in the encampment had called for a ceasefire in Gaza and urged Harvard to divest from companies that support the war. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Police released more video footage from a pro golfer's arrest in Kentucky, but it still doesn't show his initial interaction with police.
6 days since world number 1 ranked golfer Scottie Scheffler was arrested outside the entrance of Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville, Kentucky, charged with 4 criminal counts, including a felony, second-degree assault of a police officer. Louisville Metropolitan Police Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villaroel said Thursday that the arresting officer, a detective, broke protocol.
Detective Gillis should have turned on his body-worn camera, but did not.
Detective Brian Gillis did not have his body cam in a constant state of operational readiness when he arrested Scottie Scheffler before the second round of the PGA Championship.
Fox's Jared Max. The police chief says the officer has received corrective action. Scheffler has called what happened a big misunderstanding as he was trying to drive around a fatal accident scene to reach the course. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Drake with your local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom. Here's what's happening. It's the busiest travel holiday of the year, and AAA is predicting it to be the biggest Memorial Day yet. AAA analysts are expecting almost 44 million travelers to hit the roads and air over the long holiday weekend. The Travel Authority says this year's total number of travelers is a 4% increase over last year and comes close to matching 2005's record. They also note that this could be a foreshadow into summer travel months, signaling a very busy season. Travel times are expected to be up 90% longer than normal as well, and travelers should stay up to date on traffic apps, 511 services, and local news stations to avoid sitting in traffic longer than necessary, according to their transportation analyst. To avoid the most traffic, experts are saying to start your travel before tomorrow at 11 or after 8 p.m. For Saturday travel plans, get out the door before 1 or after 6 p.m. And for your return trip home Sunday, you are said to hit the roads before 1 p.m. and on Monday after 7 p.m. during these travel times. The worst times to travel will typically be in the afternoon and early evening. And you'll also want to make sure that you are traveling with safety in mind, as the CHP will be launching a max enforcement period for 78 hours over the holiday weekend, beginning at 6 p.m. on Friday. The CHP will initiate the max enforcement statewide, addressing the expected surge in holiday travelers. The enforcement period will continue through midnight on Monday, May 27th. Last year, CHP recorded more than 1,100 arrests for driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol during that MEP, which is an average of an arrest every 4 minutes. The CHP is urging all drivers to make the right choices and avoid impaired driving. To arrange for a sober driver, use ride-sharing services, taxis, or public transportation if you have been drinking. 2 teens are reported as runaways in Plumas. The sheriff's office is asking for your help to find them. Christiana Ashley was reported missing yesterday, May 22nd. That evening from the Chester area, Christiana has prior instances of running away and is believed to be in the Chester or Quincy areas. She is described as having green eyes, black hair, standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, and weighing 123 pounds. As of Monday, 15-year-old Landon Wilson has also been reported as a runaway in Portola. He is believed to still be in the area. He is described as having hazel eyes, brown hair, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighing 160 pounds. If you have any information about Christiana's or Landon's whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Plumas County Sheriff's Office immediately. And landline service in Northeast California may have some time to buy. I'll have more details on this, though, coming up in more local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE.
I'll never get these bills paid. Who has time? I have work, the kids' soccer practice, yoga, and...
Relax. Go to cityofsusanville.net and click I want to, then pay utilities.
Really? Hey, you're right. Done.
I told you it was easy. Cityofsusanville.net not only makes bill paying easy, but has great tips on water conservation, an event calendar, and info for all city parks and facilities. Next time, remember, cityofsusanville.net.
Carlson's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, expert advice, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit in-store in Susanville or online at carlsonstirepros.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Gray Eagle Meadows Golf Course in Plumas County is just over an hour from Susanville and Chester Lake Almanor, and just 1 hour from Reno and Tahoe. Enjoy the stunning mountain views at the first course to open and the last to close each season. Golf Digest includes Gray Eagle Meadows on its list of best places to play. Golf White Hawk Ranch and Gray Eagle Meadows for one low price with our 2-play card. Conquer the Hawk and soar the Eagle. Visit them at GrayEagleMeadows.com. That's GrayEagleMeadows.com.
Dedicated to their customers, committed to the communities they serve, loyal to their service to you. For over 60 years, that is the Ed Staub & Sons promise. Ed Staub & Sons have been serving Northeast California residents and businesses with diesel, dyed diesel, heating oil, propane, kerosene, bulk fuels, lubricants, and oils. Ed Staub & Sons providing quality products and service and meeting Northeast California energy needs. They offer tankless water heaters and propane-powered appliances too, along with Renai heaters. Visit them at edstaub.com.
Susanville Supermarket IGA is distinctively unique, just like the community they serve. When you shop IGA, it's a shopping experience with a promise of neighborly service from people you know and trust. And with quality IGA products, you save even more.
It's the Memorial Day sale at your IGA, where boneless beef tri-tip roast are $6.97 a pound. Bone-in beef ribeye steaks, $9.97 a pound in the family pack. Fresh Express iceberg garden salad, $1.29 a package. Creamy avocados, 89 cents each. Whole seedless watermelon, $3.49 each. Kraft barbecue sauce, selected varieties, 2 for $4. And Bud and Bud Light, 12-ounce, 12 packs, cans or bottles, $12.99 plus CRV.
And look for their latest in-season magazine, available in-store and online with recipes, dietitian tips, how-to videos, and more. Open 7 days a week starting at 5 a.m. Online shopping and super fast curbside service available. Go to SusanvilleSupermarket.com.
1211 local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE. Landline service in Northeast California may buy some time. The California Public Utilities Commission has proposed rejecting AT&T's request to end its obligation as the state's carrier of last resort. This contentious request, submitted earlier in the year, raised communication concerns throughout rural California. Sheriff offices in Plumas and Sierra counties warned of the detrimental impacts on local residents and emergency services if copper landline service were to cease, leaving homes without inadequate options for communication. The CPUC's proposal to reject AT&T's application followed extensive public participation, including over 5,000 comments and 8 public forums attended by more than 5,800 people. Public comments highlighted the unreliability of alternatives like mobile wireless or VoIP services, a sentiment strongly voiced by Plumas County Sheriff Todd Johns.
I attended a meeting with, give or take, 40 sheriffs. Almost all of them have rural areas that are going to be affected by this. Some you can get Starlink, some have other stuff. Some of them have alternative services that when it snows, they go down. So there's still strong concerns.
The commission found that AT&T did not meet the withdrawal requirements, failing to demonstrate the availability of those alternative providers that meet the Kohler definition. AT&T argues to cease its 27-year obligation, stating that about 90% of their former customers have already left its plain old telephone service for newer services like mobile and broadband. The company adds that the obligation makes them keep its old copper network, even though they are working on new and better networks like fiber and wireless broadband. The CPUC, in addition to proposing the rejection of AT&T's request, plans to initiate a new rulemaking process for carriers of last resort telecommunication service obligations. This proposal will be on the CPUC's June 20th voting meeting agenda. And the results are in for the Lassen County's 35th Junior Fishing Derby. Over 300 young anglers lined the Susan River in hopes of catching the biggest fish of the day. Over 100 of these children were aged 2 to 5 and were allowed to fish along Paiute Creek at Memorial Park. Wade Workman with the Lassen Sportsman Club, who helps put on the derby, says fish weirs were placed within those waters to keep the fish from going downstream, allowing some of the smallest anglers to catch the largest fish. CDFW and Fish and Game stock both rivers prior to the event with thousands of trout. The biggest fish award, winning the coveted custom rod, went to Colt Raymond. Elena Rubel and Brielle Armstead took top prizes as well in the girls category, while Colt Raymond and Clayton Moore took first place for the boys category. The annual Lassen County Fishing Derby does take place every year, the week prior to opening day of the stream fishing season. And that is what's happening today from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties. Northeast California weather. at 12:14. Here's a look at your 3-day northeastern California weather. Slightly cooler today, sitting at about 55 degrees outside the studios here in Susanville. We are expected to see highs peak right around 71 today. Some partly cloudy skies overnight, lows down to 44. Tomorrow there is a slight chance of showers by the afternoon. Then some partly sunny skies, highs in the lower 70s. And a chance of showers and thunderstorms return late Friday night, lows down to 43 with a breeze gusting at about 15 miles per hour. Then a return to sunny skies for your Saturday, highs again in those lower 70s. Then we'll start seeing a warming trend by Sunday into Memorial Day Monday. All your weather updates are heard right here throughout your day, as well as while you're on the go through our app, Sierra Daily News. Also found on our website, SierraDailyNews.com, are obituaries provided by Fink's Funeral Home. All new announcements will be heard here each weekday following your news at noon. Those are your Thursday noon news updates. We'll have more local news coming up for you on Live at 5 with your hosts Amanda and Aaron. And you want to join them this evening because they are going to be welcoming Lassen County Sheriff John McGarva with all those details about the upcoming Special Olympics and how you can contribute to that great event. Be tuning in, be back right here starting at 5. From the Sierra Radio Network Newsroom, I'm Andrea Drake. Thanks for joining me with your news at noon. Keep it right here. Your checkup on health is next. Then more of Sierra's best country on 93 JDX and Fox Across America, Jimmy Fela on 1240 KSUE.
Are you dealing with blood sugar issues that make you feel sluggish after meals or have low energy in general? Do you crave sweets and junk food? Have you been told that you are pre-diabetic or at risk of developing diabetes? It is important to learn all you can about healthy lifestyles to prevent this disease or manage it well. Northeastern Rural Health Clinic offers a free diabetes class. We meet every third Tuesday each month from 2 to 4 p.m. We discuss all issues and challenges of living well with diabetes or preventing it. Everyone interested in learning about diabetes is welcome. This month we are meeting on Tuesday, May 21st at 2 p.m. We will have a guest speaker provider, Tanya Villers, FNP, discussing the role of medications to help control blood sugars and how they work. If you have questions, call health educator Debbie Jones at 251-5000. That's 251-5000, or just show up on May 21st at 2 p.m. Hope to see you there. A service of Northeastern Rural Health Clinic, where quality health care is your choice and our commitment.
Check up on health with Chris Whitting.
Drug-resistant bacteria cause 2 million serious infections and more than 23,000 deaths each year in the U.S. Dr. Brad Spellberg from UCLA explains why antibiotic resistance is a serious and growing problem.
We have skyrocketing rates of antibiotic resistance among bacteria. And that increasing resistance creates a need to have new antibiotics developed so you can treat the bacteria resistant to the stuff you already have. Unfortunately, at the same time resistance is skyrocketing, development of new antibiotics is dying off. It's plummeting to an unbelievable degree. So we are now encountering infections that are literally untreatable with any available antibiotic.
Dr. Spellberg says hospitals have the highest density of these superbugs. So stay as healthy as you can to avoid a trip to the hospital and do anything you can to keep your stay as short as possible. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Don't worry, we got you covered. More of Fox Across America coming up
on KSUE, Susanville.
In San Antonio and the Bogadas in the Bronx. That's what she said. Bogadas.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Because they're called bodegas. Biden, if you remember at the rally where he put Despacito on an iPhone, the song Despacito, and was like, well, they got to vote for me now. I mentioned their culture. Okay, but the truth is, regardless of what culture you were born into, we all have the same needs. We all want to get paid. We all want to get laid.
I love it when you talk dirty.
Okay, and at the end of the day, both of those things are a lot easier to do when the government gets the hell out of the way, when prices are down, when regulations are slashed, when taxes are lower, when borders are secure. Okay, you think about everything I just